The Batman. Hello, everyone. Boone here. Welcome back to Boone Builds. I have Technic set number 42127 right here. I'm going to open it up and we're going to build this thing live. It should be good. This is from the AFOL engagement team. They sent it over here to have a look at with you. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Brickman. Hey, Corey. Thanks for being here with me this morning. This one has light brick functions. This is the very first Technic Batmobile set that we have ever received. I think this is a pretty rad looking machine. They certainly went a bit Mad Max with this one. I'm looking forward to diving into it. I'm going to dump out the pieces now and we will see what's going on. So big thanks to the AFOL engagement team for sending this over so we could send this time together. Jeff McElwee says, such a cool looking set. Yes, absolutely, Jeff. Thank you very much. And thanks for the na-na-nas, Jeff. That got me into the spirit this morning. So I already did a little slice of dice here. And Cody Otley is with us. And I'm going to open up the box. Choops. Choops K says, hey, Boone. Hey, Choops. Welcome. All right, we're dumping out the pieces. We're just going to dive right into this thing. I'm going to do this build in 2 parts today. I think I'm going to need 2 parts. So I'm planning on 2 hours this morning and 2 hours this afternoon. So come on back this afternoon. Here is the manual. And let's see. The number of pieces on this is... I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. All right, so let me share my screen. And I'll go to the lego.com. Lego.com. Go to lego.com. And share the Chrome tab with the lego.com. Here it is. So let's go ahead and hit the Batman is the name of the Battinson film coming out next year. I believe this thing has been posted. There's the minifig version. So we've got a few items coming from the Batman. And here is the Technic version of the Batmobile. So this is going to be $99 here in the United States. Similar prices around the world, I'm assuming. This is coming November 1st, 2021. So you got just a few days before you can get this thing. It has 1,360 pieces. It's for ages 10 and up. It'll get you 650 VIP points if you're into that over there on the lego.com. But let's dive back into the build now. Here we go. And there are at least 4 bags, 5 bags. There's 1. There's a 6 bag. A bag 3. Look at how high the 3 is on that bag. That's funny. 4, 7. All right. So we've got up to bag 7. So let me set aside some of these. We'll go. I'm going to make a stack over here so that they are in order. And actually, I think I want to go back to this operation so you can see my smiling face this morning. We'll go backward. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It's kind of a fun countdown to the build. And 1. And then we've got a few auxiliary bags here. 1 with the wheels and tires. I'm going to assume we won't need those until later in the build. Those are nice big wheels and tires. And then we've got 1 here with sort of these fender kind of wheel fairing type things. Probably don't need those yet. Brickham's Den is here. Kenneth Lohr is with us. Fun stuff only. Thanks for joining me. I am dumping out bag 1 of the Batman Batmobile from Technic. Thanks for the kind morning wishes there, Brickman Mosaic. Let's see, put that there. I should have the box sitting somewhere, huh? That would be good, wouldn't it? If I put this, I should have planned for this. Here we go. If I put the box like here, does that work? Let me open one of these drawers. See if I can magically maneuver this box into just hanging out right there. No. No. Almost. We'll see if that stays. Aubrey says, yeah, they are good sized tires. Brew, Be Wise Open Eyes says, are you going to get the new Titanic Lego set? I don't know. I would like to. If I'm going to get it, it won't be until probably after the first of the year. I was thinking it would be fun to get that Titanic set and build something else out of it. But I don't know. We'll see. Should I get it? Does anyone in the live chat have the Titanic? Let me know if you got it and you liked it. Paul Hawkins is talking about Toy Story and the Lightyear trailer. We talked about that last night here on the live stream. Says, I adore Toy Story, but I was hesitant and not too keen on the Lightyear trailer. Watching your video earlier changed that and got me really excited for it. Oh, that's good. I'm now going to have a Toy Story marathon tonight. Oh, awesome, Paul. Sounds good. Yeah, I have heard a few people kind of concerned about it or voice their kind of like not sure really about which direction they're going with that. And if I just spilled my drink on myself. Well, it's early for me. All right. I'm opening up the manual. Here we go. Paul says, good morning, Boone. Question for you. Is it better to sort by color or by type, part type, considering I only have bigger bins to work with? Yeah, so what I do, I don't use hardly any really tiny bins. I do like scrapbooking bins, and you can actually see, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've started completely redoing my organizational system right here. All of these bins are new. I bought like 200 of these things. And so what I do is I sort, they're the scrapbook size. So they're like 14 inches by 14 inches. And they're big enough to hold like the big 12 by 12 inch scrapbooking paper. And so I sort by part type first. So let's say, hypothetically, I started with a sort that was like all of my 2x2, not 2x2, but all of my 2x anything plates start out in the same bin. Let me get a little bit closer here to the action. Boom. So we'll say my 2x plates start in the same bin. And then when my collection of 2x everythings outgrow that bin, I start subdividing by color or by like length. So I might put, the 2x2s and the 2x3s and the 2x4s in one bin, and then the 2x6s and everything over that in another bin. Or I might subdivide it by like color families. And the first subdivision I make is like everything that's colorful and everything that's like grayscale. So like black, gray, light gray, dark gray, white, go that way, maybe tan. It just depends on what I have and how much of it I have. And then that eventually, if I get enough of something, like I've collected a lot of black over the years because I used to build a lot of Batmobiles. Really into Batman stuff. I've branched out a little bit lately, but then eventually, you might end up with, with the way I do it, I might end up with a bin that has a lot of very one specific thing in it. So now I've got a bin of just black 2x plates. So then if I want a 2x2, I go to that. If I want a 2x6, I go to that. And I know that there's going to be something in there for black. And that's how I do it. Really, I just find that it's flexible. I have just kind of like slowly expanded my organizational system as my parts library has grown. And at any point in time when I reach the capacity of a more general sort that begins with part type, I just start subdividing either by size or by color, and usually by color. I also have some specific colors that are in their own bin. So like sand green is in its own bin. Gold stuff gets its own bin. And like bright light orange gets its own bin, because those have been rarer colors. They're, they're getting more common now. But I just know that, like, if I want to build something that uses those colors, I'm going to make sacrifices on type and, explore a lot of different options as far as like variations of parts that could be used. Susie is in the live chat on Facebook. Thanks for watching, Susie. Good to see you. Always a real fun time when Susie's there. Susie should come on and just like sing us a bunch of songs while we build. Anyway. All right. So that's kind of my philosophy on sorting. I'm not like really, I don't imagine I will ever have enough space to do like a complete, every part and color has its own bin. Yeah, Paul currently sort by color, but it takes forever to find anything. Yeah, I always find, I say sort by part type first and then by color, because it's so much easier to find a red 2x3 in a bin full of a bunch of different color 2x3s than it is to find a red 2x3 in a bin full of red 2x4s, right? So that's my logic, though there are plenty of other reasons why you should or might want to sometimes sort some of your collection by color. I know some of my friends like Sam Hatmaker and Aaron Newman, they sort by color because they build by color, you know. They're when they're building, they're thinking about, what do I want to this doesn't seem right. Oh, that one. Oh, I see. Anyway, they're thinking like, what are the colors of this build more artistically, whereas for me it's like, what is the structure? In like a Lego set, I can think, what are the varying colors that I might be able to use within a color scheme for this. Yep, Aubrey says depends on how you build too. That's exactly what I mean. I just found the sticker sheet, so we'll take a little quick look at the sticker sheet here. And maybe if I do that, won't take a second to focus. There is the sticker sheet. So we get some dash instruments on the sticker sheet here. Okay. Cool. Hope that helps, Paul. Glad to answer any questions while we're here. Just plugging away on the Batman Batmobile. If you missed me saying it earlier in the stream, this is the first Technic Batmobile ever. So we've had, I believe, the first Batmobile, official Lego Batmobile sets came out in something like 2004, 2006, somewhere in there. And so we've had a lot of Batmobile sets over the years. Probably, I don't know, something. I bet we've had close to 100 different Batmobile sets since then. And this is the first time we've had a Technic. And it's interesting because it's kind of the first time we've had a Batmobile that didn't really look like a Batmobile. Although, don't get me started about the tumbler. Jake says some pretty cool stickers. Jeff said, if you had a Slurpee, the spill wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. The spill earlier in the stream is already drying up. I feel like a Slurpee would have been a really big sticky mess. This is unsweetened iced tea, so it's pretty much just going to dry up, and I'm not even going to remember it by the end of the stream. Technic is always so tricky with when you're trying to stick a lift arm or a brick onto a bunch of pins that are already in. This one was 6, but I've seen somewhere it's like 10 or 12 pins that have to be connected to a lift arm at the same time. It becomes a little bit unmanageable. So here we've got a rack for what I assume is rack and pinion steering. And that is about to lock into the kind of steering. What would these be? The steering arms up here. I don't think this set has any suspension. which is going to be interesting because usually they try to work in a little bit of suspension into the Technic sets here. Yeah, Jeff says this version is miles ahead of the Tumbler in my opinion. I would agree. I like the look of this. I just think it doesn't, this one doesn't so much look like a Batmobile, but I get it. Like I kind of understand what they're doing with it. And the other way was just like the Tumbler when the Tumbler came out. I don't know if I've told this story on the stream, so if you've heard it, don't get mad at me. But when Batman Begins was going to come out, I knew that there was a new Batman movie coming. Even for years before we knew that it was Batman Begins coming, I just sort of assumed, because I lived through the 80s and 90s where like we just got a new Batman movie every few years. So I was always very interested in what the next Batmobile was going to be. I think probably my favorite Batmobile of all time was Tim Burton 1989. And then we got the same Batmobile and it did some extra stuff in 91 or 92 when the Batman Returns came out. And then I wasn't super crazy about Forever, but like it had some cool things about it. I actually really liked the Batmobile from Batman and Robin, although that movie was awful. I thought it was a much cooler looking Batmobile than the Forever Batmobile. But a weird thing about it was I remember having a book about that movie and some behind the scenes stuff. And that Batmobile apparently was like 27 feet long or something like that from Batman and Robin, which, I think the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 is like a 21-foot car, and that's already like an incredibly long vehicle, right? So the Batmobile, I think, was 26 or 27 feet long. Again, don't get after me, please, if that's not correct, but I think it's something like that. And it was just massive. It was this massive, massive vehicle. But so I was on the internet and I was looking, I was just like every few days, it was just part of my regular internet search. I would just search for like, new Batmobile or Batmobile leak or next Batmobile or something like that. I want to make sure that I'm not supposed to build two of these. Doesn't look like it. And so I was just, cold searching for next Batmobile for like 2 years or something. And then finally one day I got the leak of the Tumblr and this photograph like from production was leaked. And I was like, what is that? It just didn't look like a Batmobile to me. Of course, I grew to appreciate it for all the awesome things it does in Batman Begins and the other Christopher Nolan Batman movies. It's a really cool vehicle. I just don't think it particularly looks like a Batmobile the way it has been styled for years and years and years. Okay. I digress. I muted. Who muted? Did you lose me? Somebody give me. Choop says you muted. Someone give me an indication in the live chat. Can you hear me? Dave Morgan, thank you very much for coming by, buddy. Appreciate you. Okay, sound is good here. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Gonna keep pressing on here. But so yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. That was a long way of me saying that I agree with you, Jeff, that I do actually like this one better than the Tumbler. But again, I like the Tumbler as a vehicle. I just don't think I like it as a Batmobile. It almost seems to me like it would be, in my perfect world, it would be like one of Batman's vehicles, but not like the main car. You know what I mean? But anyway, whatever. Becky says, okay. Brian Anderson is here. Hey, Brian. Says, hi, Boone. Sorry I'm late. Had to get dog food. No problem, Brian. No problem, buddy. I have some appreciation for that. You can't make your dog hungry. Another interesting thing about this set is it has light bricks, which I think is a little bit unusual for Technic sets. I'm not going to say it's the only Technic set to receive a light brick or the first. It may be, but I don't know that for sure. Jeff says the early 90s Batmobile was perfect comic wise. Is that the one that sort of looks like a I don't know, it's sort of like a Nissan, like a Datsun 260Z with some stylization on it? It was something kind of like that. Or do you just mean like the Tim Burton Batmobile as it was portrayed in the comic books? All right. We're making some progress on bag 1 here. So far, this is not so unlike a traditional Technic set. I built a lot of Technic sets a few weeks ago. I went to California for a Technic project, and you'll see a lot of details about that, I think, in the next week or so. But it's been about a month since I built Technic, and man, I built a lot of Technic that week. The comic era of Knight's Quest. Cody says, my favorite is the one from the animated series from the 90s. Yeah, the Batman animated series Batmobile is awesome. That's probably in my top. I'd say it's in my top 3 for sure. I'd say 89, 66, and animated series are probably my top 3 favorite Batmobiles ever. I really wish they'd give us an animated series Batmobile in Lego officially. There's been some really cool mocks out there, but there hasn't been one officially. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's popular enough that's an old series, which is why they haven't done it. You know, that was on air just over 10 years before Lego started licensing Batmobile stuff, but it seems like at least one of the Batmobiles. Oh, look, here we go. So we already got the steering is already kind of underway. You can see how that's going to function. This is going to connect to the steering column, I suppose, and we can get the steering going there. But you would think that one of the like Batman sets that comes out with sort of just like an original Batmobile, you know, most of the Batmobiles in the Lego product catalog over history have been just kind of you know, new designs or loosely based on a pre-existing Batmobile. It wasn't until that well, the Tumbler, I guess, was the first time we saw a real Batmobile, like the design from the movie replicated in Lego set form. And then it happened again in the 60s Batman TV show Batcave. We got a Batmobile in there. And then of course when the 89 Batmobile came out, and then there's been a couple versions of that now too. So, but I would love to see the animated series Batmobile come out as a Lego set. Boone Builds, who is your favorite Batman hero and villain? My favorite Batman hero is Batman. And my favorite Batman villain was kind of always the Riddler. I loved the Riddler from the animated series. I have, you know, some fondness for the Jim Carrey Riddler from Forever. Let's see who else. The Frank Gorshin Riddler from the 60s show is just hilarious, and he's just like a all-around great actor. So it was fun to see him in that role. And I just think the particularly the animated series look where he had like the suit coat with the green and the hat, sort of the bowler hat, and then the mask. I like that look on Riddler. So I'll say Riddler has sort of always been my favorite Batman villain. All right, Ambi, Miss Ambi is here. Says Penguin was my favorite. Cool. Sounds good. I like Penguin. I thought Danny DeVito as Penguin in Returns. That was also a slightly questionable movie, but I did enjoy it, especially at the time. And I love Danny DeVito. So you put Danny DeVito in like this weird Penguin Man kind of attire, and it was so strange because it was sort of the first time I had ever seen Penguin depicted as this really kind of crazy like penguin human weirdness. Usually it was just sort of like the costume and the character, but Adam says you're almost to 5,000 supporters, Boone. Yeah, on Lego Ideas, I almost started singing the Wishbone theme song, and I meant to start singing the Magic School Bus theme song. Got the Magic School Bus over there. I'm sure most of you in the chat have already heard me talk about the Magic School Bus. If you haven't supported it, your support on Ideas would be much appreciated. Almost to the 5,000, which means I think I'll get another 6 months or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll be hitting the 10,000. We'll see. We will see. And I think I have like a little over 6 months left as it is. So if I get another 6 months, then that'll be like a year left to get to the 10,000. And maybe it's possible because it's been just over a year to get to 5,000. So it won't be, I wouldn't say it will be a long shot, though I've heard it just gets harder and harder. And Lego Ideas has come to the point now where even if I do get to the 10,000, I will be up against 50 or 60 or 70 other projects. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens. Maybe I'll get really lucky and it will have been a fluke of, just a few years of a ton of people publishing stuff. And maybe by the time I reach the 10,000, it'll be like back down to something reasonable. Probably not, but I can dream, right? I can dream, can't I? Aubrey says, has it been that long already? Holy cow. Yeah, it has. On Magic School Bus, we just passed a year. Just a few days ago, I think, or maybe a couple weeks ago. We passed a year on it. I didn't say anything on it because I don't really know what to think about Lego Ideas. But while we're talking about it, I think it's great, and go support my idea. I also had another great idea for a new Lego Ideas idea, and then I went and looked, and it was an IP that was not allowed. So I'm not doing it. I was all fired up. I went and saw a movie in the theater for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna build that, and I'm making an ideas project." But nope, womp womp. Okay. The front end is starting to come together here. Jeff McElwee, what was the IP? Have I not given enough information for you to guess? Aubrey says the system needs some updating for sure. I think people should have to put in their credit card information to support the thing. I think it's like, I will buy this, not like I would buy this, but like I will buy this. And if the idea gets produced, you're charged. And if not, you're not charged. And I think that would fix it. And I know I've said that 100 times. Not everybody agrees with me on that, which is fine. I think I did this prematurely, and now I've got a problem because this is stuck in here. Oh, great. I was distracted. Yeah, Jeff, it was Dune. I saw Dune on Saturday night. I was all fired up. I was gonna come home and build through the night on something from Dune, and then I was like, oh, that would make a great ideas project, especially right now, especially if I like get on it. And then I looked on ideas, searched on ideas. There were no projects. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. What perfect timing. And then of course it was because it's a disallowed IP. So Jeff says that movie was tip top. Absolutely. I thought it was great. First movie I've seen in the theater since the beginning of quarantine. Classic Brick says, hello. Homer Simpson says, I saw James Bond on Wednesday. Cool. Okay, so I just used an axle. I got it. I used an axle to like shove the other axle out, but then it ended up being just as far in as the one that I was trying to get out. But it worked out. I got it. All right, there's a name for that, Jeff. The dragonfly has a name. Okay, what piece do I need here? That looks so dark. Classic Bricks, thanks for joining us. There's a light gray 3 long Technic axle right here, but it totally looks black in the instructions because the outline on black parts is white and the outline on light gray is black. So when it's like right in there mixed with other black parts, it looks like a black part. And it's probably the glare, maybe the glare on the instructions to me. Okay, so this is going to go like this. Now we're actually putting on the part that I had accidentally put on earlier. Jeff says, look, man, I don't know a lot about Dune. I know that it got me hooked on sci-fi when I was a kid, but that fighter thing is dope. Yeah, they call it the ornithopter, which I didn't know before I went and saw the movie, but they did say it like, I think they said it a few times in the movie. Sorry, folks. I'm having a hard time keeping track. Building and talking to the live chat is always harder for me than I remember, which is why I don't do a whole lot of build streams. I don't know how people like, I don't know, man. I don't know how people like Brixie, other people like that. I don't know how they do it. I feel like Brixie's really good. Jang too. I feel like there's some people who build and they talk to their chat and they're really good at doing it the whole time and like not really making mistakes. Maybe they do make mistakes, but yeah, Aubrey says especially a Technic set for sure. So we got some funny geography, some funny geometry in here already. And I'll show you this in a little bit. This is a piece that we put on earlier and it's swiveled up and now has made this slight angle. Look at that ever so slight angle there. And it just got locked in with that 5 long Technic lift arm. Scott the Use 85 says I couldn't do this. Is that like Matthew but Scott? Scott the 85. Jeff McElwee says, oh no, this is the Lambo sign all over again. Oh, Sion, yeah. I thought it said sign. Did I live stream the Sion? I don't remember. Maybe there's a thing when a chat comes in, it like speaks it into the headset so you don't have to read. That would be smart. Oh, yeah, that would be. Huh. Brian says, I feel like building and talking to the chat at the same time is a natural born talent. At least that is what I tell myself to feel better about not being able to do it myself. Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I think maybe I'm better than average, but I'm certainly not anywhere near the best. But I'm just going to keep plugging away. The nice thing is when someone like Jeff gets me talking about an old Batmobile or something like that, and I can just talk for like several minutes and it fills up the time. Yeah, Jeff says this will be over quickly 12 hours later. I hope not. I'm not planning on spending 12 hours on this today, although we are already 35 minutes in and I haven't finished bag one. So I think I've already underestimated the amount of time it's going to take. Okay, I gotta plug away. It's going to happen here, folks. This goes like this. And now we're going to start working on something for maybe the middle. Tanjam. I like the Lego set, but I'm just not feeling this car as a Batmobile. Am I alone? We talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream. It's not my favorite. I do like it as a car. I like it as a set. Tantan, did you build this one? But it's not that I don't like it as a Batmobile. I like it fine as a Batmobile. I like it better as a Batmobile than I do the Tumbler. But to me, I just look at it and I'm like, that's from Mad Max. That's what it makes me think of. So yeah, I really liked the Batman versus Superman Batmobile. I thought that was sort of Tumbler-esque, but headed back in the direction of like something that looked like a Batmobile. And this one is sort of like just, I don't know, crazy muscle car. Like it could be anyone's car, you know? It could be like if Evel Knievel made, or if like Evel Knievel's evil cousin made a superhero movie, like it could be his car. This is a thing, this little kind of transaxle thing has tripped me up so many times because I often forget to put the fourth gear in. So don't forget that, folks, when you're building this set or when you're building sets that have this piece in it. It's an incredibly genius piece. It's just I often forget to put that fourth gear in, and then I get way down the page or way into the further into the book, and I'm like, oh, something about this doesn't work right. So now we should see those. It says they're supposed to move opposite directions. I've done something wrong here. I think it says they're supposed to move opposite directions. Isn't that what that sort of says there? They're not moving at all. Jeez. All right. I'm going to have to use the natural brick separator here. Okay. So what is wrong? If this goes into here, it's just really tight. Why is it so tight? Is there something wrong? This is why this thing's going to take me so long. I'm just inspecting the part. It looks fine to me. It seems super tight. Are these all okay? So I put this in here. Maybe I just hit the gearing at kind of a bad spot or something. So that moves freely. No, it's like really tight. Has the geometry on this changed or something? Weird. Okay, we're all right. Yeah, the natural brick separator. I heard Brick Snaps does that, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to keep doing it. The dentist will probably get after me. Look at how tight this is now. Ah, man. Why? This is supposed to be like a differential, I think, and it's just super tight for some reason. I don't think I have any more of these on hand either. Okay, so it's like this works. It's loose before I put that red piece on. And then, yeah, that's the only way it'll go on. Okay. That goes in there. Yep. That looks right. It still moves. Then I put the red piece back on. Does seem a little bit off center. Maybe it's just not all fitting in there like it should. Maybe this piece is like a little malformed or something. I know this is really... Can you show us the instructions? Can I like for the whole thing? Or just for this step? I'll do I mean, there, now it's going totally free. Look at that. I don't know what was wrong with it. Something was bound up. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there's the instructions for that section, Ben. I only have one camera set up today, so I'm not going to be able to show the questions. I'm not going to be able to show the instructions the whole time. Jake says, is it a clutch gear? No, it's not a clutch gear. This is just sort of like a differential. But for some reason, it was just they were binding up in there, and now it seems to be okay. Yeah, look. Weird. I don't know why. So now it's doing what it's supposed to do. So when I turn this one on this side, the other side goes the opposite direction. But when you turn from the drive, they go the same direction. Okay, so that allows, yeah, it's basically a differential. That allows the one wheel to move faster than the other wheel when it's going around corners. Okay. Not sure what was binding up there. I did get it working. Grumpy says, I feel like you need a degree in engineering to do technical builds. LOL. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think knowing a little bit about how physics and machines work can go a long way into helping you understand how this stuff functions. I never got an engineering degree. I always thought, that maybe I should have. I went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but anyway, now I get to be an engineer when I design Lego stuff. And when I build Technic sets. Grumpy says, yeah, Grumpy can confirm, says Tanjam. All right. Anyone have any good weekend plans? You got any good weekend plans? I don't. I think we're going to try to get some pumpkins, maybe paint pumpkins. I used to love carving pumpkins, but then I had children, and carving pumpkins, man, just became kind of a nightmare for us. So we paint pumpkins every year, and the kids get to paint their own pumpkins, and that's what we do. So I think that'll happen this weekend. Should have a little pumpkin painting party. Life of Brother 5000 says just video games. Yeah. Do you watch I don't know if I should give that show an endorsement or not. Danny and I have been watching this show called Mythic Quest, and it's sort of like The Office, but it's about an office where they design like a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. And it's pretty funny. But now that I say that, I'm not sure for what all audiences it's appropriate for. So anyway, but it's pretty good. Last night we saw an episode in the first season that they just did this whole aside where they like went back and watched this couple that, so we've probably watched like half a dozen episodes, and then out of the blue there's this episode where they just go back to this story that's completely or mostly unrelated, and they introduce us to these two new characters, and I don't know if we'll ever see them again because it sort of walks through like 20 years of their story as like video game developers. And then the end of the episode is the end of their story. And it was Nick from New Girl. I don't know that actor's name. And then I think the other gal in the story was also like on New Girl for a while. They were really good together. I think she was actually Nick's girlfriend on New Girl for a while, and then she left the show. Or no, she might have been on How I Met Your Mother. I think she might have been the other like one of Ted's love interests on How I Met Your Mother. That's it. And it was like the lady toward the end of How I Met Your Mother that you really like. We really thought that she was going to be the one. And I won't spoil that if you haven't seen How I Met Your Mother. But anyway, this episode of Mythic Quest was like so touching and precious, but it was way out of left field because it had nothing to do with like the characters that we were familiar with from the show. It was this whole other side story. Aubrey says, "Oh, I love carving pumpkins. I've painted and carved a few already." Oh, cool. A few, huh? I used to love getting real intricate with my pumpkins. I would just like roto zip it. I don't know if you know what a roto zip is, but like a Dremel tool with a drill bit on it that just spins like really flipping fast. And you just like plunge that into the pumpkin, and then you can just like very quickly make really intricate designs. Tanjam, I did see that. I knew it. Tanjam said, "Did you see that Aaron from Lego Master Season 1 is now employed with Lego?" I saw it. Congratulations, Aaron. That was it was very clear during taping Season 1 that was like Aaron's solitary dream in life. So big deal for him. Awesome that he was able to get that job. I can't wait to see what he's been publishing some really cool, like entire kind of Lego theme of his own design, just that he has done just on his own. Oh, I think he's known for years and years that he wanted to be a Lego set designer. So he's kind of been working on things like that. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds messy. No, it wasn't that messy. You just like the blade is spinning so fast. Yeah, it probably did make a little bit of mess. We put newspaper down anyway. Sounds messy. Yeah, but you can it's so easy, and you can get these really thin lines, and you can like make it's just so fast. It's just like but I have a buddy named Jared who does these really incredible carvings where he plays with the depth of the pumpkin. He actually doesn't, I don't think, except in maybe some very small places, he doesn't cut all the way into the pumpkin. He carves into the face of the pumpkin, and then it leaves the different thicknesses of the wall of the pumpkin, letting different amounts of light through. It's really cool. Is that what you're talking about, Tanjam? Did you ever get into the technique of do the shaving technique on pumpkins? I think that's what I'm talking about that my buddy Jared does. But I don't know if I have a place to tell you where to go see that, because I'm not sure. Like, I just see it on Facebook. I don't know if he's got like a Instagram or a YouTube or anything like that. Life Brother says, I would be a set designer, but I'm such a by the book guy that I'd probably take me a while to come up with something. Yeah, that could be. All right, there's 3 there. One of these. Let's see, where do I need to get? This is taking way too long, folks. Oh, those are just supposed to be in here. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Boone, how's Magic School Bus going? It is reaching 5,000. I got to think about a 5,000 update. I haven't done an update in like a year because I got to 4,000 pretty quickly. I think I did a 4,000 update like a year ago, and then it took me like a year to get to I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but anyway, I'm thinking about doing a music video of the Magic School Bus theme song, and then it's like me singing the Magic School Bus theme song and the Magic School Bus, the Lego, doing, kind of the actions of the scene. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. We'll see. Hey, thanks, Jeff. Jeff put the link to the Magic School Bus. Oh yeah, Life Brother says, will this possibly take 3 parts? It might, or maybe I'll reach a spot where, you know, it doesn't take as long to get through the bags. I think, like, you know, the beginning of Technic sets can be just a lot more like labor intensive than the end. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping to get it done in 2 parts today, but I suppose that's yet to be seen. Might have to do like a late night one or something. But anyway, the Magic School Bus. Life of Brother says, "What's the Magic School Bus?" It is a show that was on in the 90s and has come back and is now there's a new version on Netflix. It's a cartoon, and this wacky teacher takes her students on the Magic School Bus, and they do these crazy field trips where they like go inside people's bodies or out into outer space or into a volcano and stuff like that to like learn about those scientific principles. And I built the bus, and the bus turns into a bunch of different things. So it might turn into a spaceship, or it might turn into a submarine to go under the ocean. And so that's kind of one of the fun features of my model. You do any digging on who owns the merchandising rights to Magic School Bus? Yeah, it's sort of its own thing. It's like, it's not PBS, but it's sort of like a company that works with PBS. So, you know, it would be kind of similar to, I think the process for getting the rights to Magic School Bus would probably be something similar to Sesame Street. I know they might be, I know they have some exclusive stuff going on with HBO right now, Sesame Street, so that might not be the best example, but oh, come on. But I don't believe it's it's not an IP holder who already has an existing relationship with Lego, but it is not, you know, obviously it was allowed to be submitted, so I don't know. Yeah, Classic Bricks. Thanks for helping me out with that. PBS is in conjunction with, I think, a book publisher. Oh yeah, Scholastic. Yeah, so and that's the Magic School Bus started out as a Scholastic book, so it's probably Scholastic that has those rights, and whatever sort of form of those rights applies to the TV stuff. I think that's right. I could be wrong about that. I did a little bit of digging. One of the directors of the new series, he like did some work on the original series, and then he's like one of the directors of the new series. Messaged me on Instagram when I first published it, and he said a bunch of people at Magic School Bus were really excited about it. So who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. I it's going to be hard to reach the 10,000. It is, but yeah. Okay. I'm getting close here. Getting close to the end of bag 1. We've almost done it. Are there current toys out at the moment? No, I think Jeff talked about that a little bit in the stream, the live chat. There have been things, I think there have been things that came directly through Scholastic. You know, they used to do the book fairs and stuff. And I remember there being like Magic School Bus, you know, erasers and stuff. This is way, you know, this is back when I was young. But it's back now. So it's on Netflix. I'd be surprised if they weren't, you know, trying to make something happen. Who knows? It could already be in the works. Jake says, yeah, it's pretty cool. They contacted me. Yeah, it was cool. I was sort of, they shared it in among like some of their, like, I don't know if it was the Magic School Bus or the video production company, you know, the production company that was working on it, or if it was Scholastic, but oh, it's already time to open bag 2 and get our first light brick, everybody. I'm going to widen this out just a little bit. Are we on 4? Let's go to 4. One of the cool things about this card is we get transparent engine blocks, not blocks, but like what do they call those? Cylinders for the pistons. So we got transparent. I want to save these bags just in case. Transparent cylinders. And I think that that's going to make the light brick sort of look like the engine is kind of glowing. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, Trevor, I'm sorry, man. You got to wait. UK has to wait until January for this set. I don't understand why they do that. Is it because of like film launches? Did the film launches change or something? We got these little blue flames. I'm interested to see what happens with those. I don't remember seeing them on the box. It's already 10:55 and I'm just now opening bag 2. But look at this. There's so fewer pieces in bag 2. I am pulling the tab from the light brick and we get light. Isn't that cool? I love light bricks. I got ideas about light bricks, folks. I think they're cool. Okay, so we got this and this. And I love the moments in Technic sets where we get to have a little bit of system. That's my favorite thing, is when we mix Technic and system. I love doing that in my... There must be another bag too. There it is. Love doing that in my mocks. Okay. Let's see. Jeff McElwee says the blue flame pieces are supposed to represent the flame vents from the engine. Life of Brother says, wait, it's 11 in the morning for you guys. It is 11 a.m. here, yes. Tanjam says the best thing about Winter Village sets, the light bricks. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Do they all, is that a thing on Winter Village? They've all had light bricks? I guess that's true. All right, ready? Boop, 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 boop. Hey, Luke is here. Welcome back, Luke. All right. Luke says, yes, Boone. Here we go. Speed build. Ready? I say that and then I like fumble all the pieces around. Well. Aubrey, is Aubrey leaving or is Aubrey saying goodbye to somewhere else? Got to head back to the school for Halloween things. Thanks for the company. I'll try to catch this later stream. Awesome. Thanks, Aubrey. You're cool. Okay. I can't wait to share this Technic thing with y'all, folks, that I got to work on a few weeks ago in LA. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to like be able to talk about it and stuff. Something about this seems wrong. I built the last sub-assembly wrong. Okay, so this needs to go differently. That's what I get for trying to speed build. I'm like, speed build, throw all the rules out the window. So who said, I don't think I like the new Catwoman minifigure. Tanjam says, I feel like all of them are a bit flat. Not a fan of the Riddler or Penguin either. I haven't taken a close look at them. I did say earlier that Riddler has been my favorite Batman villain for a long time. So I don't know whether I'm excited or nervous about getting a new Riddler in this Pattinson movie. Also, is it okay that I'm still saying Pattinson? Because I think that's just how I'm going to say it forever. I don't, no offense to the guy. I just think it's funny. So I'm probably always going to say that. Yeah, Life of Brother. Speed Build continues to make a mistake. Yep, exactly. It's a very gritty and down to earth. I don't know that translates to Lego minifigures well enough. Yeah, I could see that being true. Probably also kind of depends on who the graphic designer was on the project. There's one designer that designs the model, and then another designer that designs like the stickers, the prints, the minifigures, generally speaking. And I don't need that in there. And so every set, has a different person who's responsible for those. They have this whole system, a standards for, what their minifigures and graphics should look like, and they kind of tend to have to operate within those standards. But who knows? Probably varies a bit from designer to designer. Jeff says, I think Marcos Bessa built the sets, at least the Batmobile, but I could be 100% wrong. Okay. I do not know the answer to that. There's something really satisfying about putting in a subassembly that like clicks in, and then you get to like swivel it down into position. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's just something I like about that. Clicking Cliff says, oh man, I want this badly. I'm actually thinking about doing, I'm thinking about doing a big giveaway of a bunch of sets, but I'm going to have to start it the way I'm imagining it. I'm going to have to start it as a local thing. And so it would initially benefit the people who live close enough to me to like get to me. But my hope would be that I could expand it to benefit folks in other cities too. But I've got this big idea brewing. I've got a big idea brewing. And so that's my, I don't know, vague way of saying I think I'm actually going to give this set away, but I don't think I'm going to ship it. So it's going to be sort of a live kind of event, and there's going to be a bunch of Lego given away. We'll see. Jeff says, Boone, I think you underestimate my ability to go on a road trip to get Lego, and I guess to meet you. Yeah, except it would just be the kind of thing where you wouldn't be able to get here fast enough. You would see it starting. I don't know, maybe I would do some publicity about it ahead of time, but you'd see it starting, and by the time you got here, all the Lego would be gone. Anyway. Going to try to go in 2022. What is that, Boone or anyone else here? Do you go to Brick Fair Chicago? I definitely want to go to Brick World Chicago this year. I would say there's a very good chance I'll be there. There's supposed to be black Technic pins in here. I will definitely be at Bricks Cascade in March of 2022. I will try to be in Chicago. I'll do my best to be at Chicago. I'm thinking I might have to change the second part of this build to like an hour earlier or something like that. I don't know. I might do it. It's currently, this doesn't seem right. Oh, what? Look at that geometry. I love Technic geometry. It's so classy. All right, so I think I'm currently planning on coming on for part 2 of the build. We are now just over an hour in, so we've got just under an hour left in this segment of the build of the live stream. I think I was planning on coming back at 3 p.m. Pacific. I may come back at 2 p.m. Pacific. I'll have to see where I'm at around 1 or 1:30. I will definitely make that decision by 1 because I'll want those notifications to go out 30 minutes early. And looks like we're working on the mechanism for making the light brick work, I think. So the light brick, I think that's going to be like something's going to press down on that and the light brick. Okay. Brick World, not fair. Oh, yeah, no problem. Luke, it's 7 p.m. in UK, so great time to chill out with Boone. I'm currently mocking. Awesome, Luke. Can't wait to see what you build. All right. Yep, there's another one of those. So anyway, I think I might be back. This is going to wrap at noon, so I'll either be back 2 hours after this one wraps or 3 hours after this one wraps. 2 hours doesn't seem like enough time for me to get done the things I need to get done during that time, so it probably will be 3, and then maybe I have to come back for a third build. Or maybe it really truly will be like bags 3, 4. You know, bags 1 and 2 of Technic sets typically are like the most complicated. I shouldn't say bags 1 and 2, but like the first kind of the first like 25% of the bags is really like 50% of the building intensity. So I'm going to kind of hope that that's the case. I'll probably come back at the originally scheduled time for the second build. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll get it done. Okay. Jeff says, look, Boone, you don't dare cut into tons of fun time slot. Heads will roll, sir. Heads will roll. Oh, I don't. Yeah, okay. I'll do my best. Is it what time zones mess me up, Jeff? So what time is that? What time does that start here? Or what time is it in what time zone? What time is it in your time zone? Yeah, Tanjam says once you start putting on panels, it goes quick. Absolutely. Technic is like that. I think this is a really cool piece. Like I said earlier, I love sort of the marriage between Technic and system. And this is one of those great pieces that is just like has anti-studs, it has studs, it's got Technic, it's got angles, it's got it all, everybody. I love this piece. That'll be 6 your time. It's 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Yeah, I'll definitely be done by 6. My plan is to go from 3 to 5. I might run just like a little bit long. That's wrong. This goes here. And then this goes on like this. Got it. And just that so far. Haven't put the other one on yet. I'm assuming there will be one on the other side. And right here in the instructions, it shows me to press on the button and make the light brick go on, but I've already shown you that. So we're just going to keep pressing on. Jake says, love that part. Okay. I think one of my favorite things about Technic is gears. I love gears. I love how gears make things work. I love working gears and motion and movement and motors into my creations. Doesn't always happen, but when it does, it makes me very happy. And it is just like very common to get that kind of gear stuff going on in these Technic sets. I mean, it's pretty much every Technic set has some cool gear stuff going on. What happens here? A bushing. I feel like I never have enough of these half-width bushings. kind of always wish I had more of them. Speaking of Jake Sadovich in the chat, Jake and I get to go on a little trip together in a couple weeks, and I think I shouldn't say anything else about it, but it's going to be cool. And it's going to be really fast. It's going to be like a whirlwind. It's going to be like fly down one day, have one night in a hotel, do a thing, and then fly home the next day, I think is how it's going to work. But hopefully you'll all see what that's about when the time is right. When the time is right, those birds will bite your face. I firmly believe that the greatest internet content of all time is bad lip reading. My favorite one is what's my favorite one? I think my favorite one is High School Musical, the big long one, because they made such an incredible story. But Seagulls Stop It Now and Bushes of Love are right up there. And my daughters love to watch all of them with me. They were on this really big High School Musical kick like a year ago or something like that. And I showed them the bad lip reading with Chorky and Lumpkinella. And boy, they loved it. And I love it. It's brilliant comedy. And just the way that they weave it into a story that's like a 25-minute. They took a movie, they edited it down to like a 25-minute story that's like a completely different story with the bad lip reading. And there's just moments that are hilarious. Like, I love to burp, y'all. And that's just my transferal clickometer. I so badly want to have something someday that I can like work in like an Easter egg reference to transferal clickometer. What is going on here? There's nothing to attach this subassembly to. So it goes into this like kind of receiver right here. And this is going to be, I think this is like the hand of God steering. But it's just completely loose. And I suppose it's going to get locked in by the next subassembly, but still it's kind of just hanging out there for now. All right. Yeah, Pony of Love. In my village we have Daryl the pony, and he is searching for a gifted young rider. Ha ha ha! You could not find a better pony than Daryl the Pony of Love. Yep. Classic Bricks knows where it's at. Look, y'all, if you haven't seen the bad lip reading High School Musical, you need to go on Disney Plus and watch High School Musical so that you understand the real story. It's not that bad. It's actually, there are fun things about it. And then go watch the bad lip reading, because I remember watching the bad lip reading of High School Musical before I ever watched the movie High School Musical, and it was funny, but it's not nearly as funny as when you know the real story of High School Musical. And it's Zac Efron and what's her name? Yeah. Chorky, you walk funny. How do you feel about water? I have to have it. All right. I forgot Boone could sing. Awesome. Luke forgot. Sorry, Luke. There it is. You know, I'm a pretty, it's not that difficult to prompt me to sing either. There are some people out there who can sing, and you'll have a really hard time getting them to sing. I'm not one of those people. It is pretty easy to get old Boone singing up a storm. Bum 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 bum. Aw, Matt Caldwell with a $5 super chat says Donnie and I are prepping. Donnie and I are popping in during lunch at work right now. Hi Boone, you have lunch at 11:15. Thanks, Matt. Hey everybody, Matt was one of the wonderful guest hosts we had last night on Bricktorious Live. We did a special evening. Most of you were probably there. We did a special evening of chatting about Buzz Lightyear, our Buzz Lightyear fandom. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of this, y'all. I guess it goes like this. Thank you so much for the super chat, Matt. That was sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. Very kind of you, Matt. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Hand of God steering, or this linkage is both going to be the Hand of God steering and the light brick activator. That's brilliant. I've never seen that in a set before. They did it. We have the technology. I got to at least get through bag 2 in this stream, right? Seems like it would be absurd to not get at least through bag 2. What do I got going on here? I'm missing parts. I know I'm not missing parts, but I just couldn't find it for a moment. All right. Thanks again, Matt. Jake Sadovich says, need to go back and watch last night's stream. Our lug meeting was last night. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jake. It's all about Buzz Lightyear. We spend a lot of the time, most of the live stream was spent kind of reflecting on the Lightyear trailer that dropped 2 days ago. But we also took a look at Buzz Lightyear and Lego. We had a trivia. It was fun. Good time. Don't stare into the sun, or else your eyes are your eyes will melt and turn. Eyes will drip and turn. Your eyes will melt and drip some goo and burn out. Don't stare at the sun. Whoa. This looks like maybe we're getting, I don't know what this is here. And it's a bit confusing to where it goes. I'm going to turn the page just to make sure I see exactly where it goes. Yeah. I feel like they could have done a slightly better job in the instructions right there to make it clear where that goes. They should have done the other side first. It's very clear where it goes on the other side, but although I understand. Did I professionally sing? Luke says you must have professionally sung at some point. Only barely. I was in a band and I was the lead singer of the band, and we did get paid for some gigs, but not much. And that was not a very long period of my life. Otherwise, I've only sung in like, school choirs and like for fun a cappella singing groups and stuff like that. But I wish I could be like a jingle writer. I kind of like sort of tried to start that up on Instagram, not Instagram, but TikTok. And I still intend to do more of that. It's fun. It's so much fun, but it's literally like the ones I've done so far, I've spent like 3 hours producing a 5 or 10 second video. So so I don't know how often I'll be going back to do that, but it is fun for me. And if I can think about how it can be part of kind of a bigger, I don't know, bigger content cycle, that could be a really fun thing. I'd love to do it because, you know, that there aren't a lot of like singing Lego artists out there. So it certainly could be my shtick. And I don't think anyone would be surprised, right? Like from the, I don't know where this piece is. 111 long. Is it this? Nope. It's this. Oh, and it goes right here. Nobody would be surprised, right? If they saw Lego Masters, they would be like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense that like Boone is the singing Lego guy. So don't steal that idea, because copyright Boone Links in 2021. But that was sort of the intention of my TikTok. And I intend to continue doing that, but it takes time, and it's just going to take time to build up. And it's one of those chicken before the egg things, right? Because when you start on any platform, when you start doing something new on any platform, it just takes time to get into the swing of like things being worth your time to keep doing it. So we'll see. No big deal. NBD. But I just found out last night that Fazoom has a TikTok. I don't know what he's got going on over there. But I should probably check. I should probably go follow Fazoom on TikTok. You saying everything is awesome? Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying nobody does it. I'm just saying there's not a lot of people out there like making that their thing, you know. But anyway. Last night I talked a little bit about these old Buzz Lightyear videos that are like have been the most popular videos on my channel, like of all time. I'm talking millions of views. And I actually disabled all those videos a while back because I was kind of afraid that now that I'm doing exclusively Lego stuff, that I was getting subscribers from my really popular Buzz Lightyear videos that had nothing to do with Lego. And but then those subscribers like don't watch my new stuff because it has nothing to do with the stuff that they like wanted to subscribe to. So I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't know if it's helping me or hurting me to have those hidden. I unlisted them, so now they're like unlisted videos, and they are still by far, and I mean by a wide margin, they're my most viewed videos on YouTube. And they're just like old Buzz Lightyear action figure videos. One where I like take them apart. Although, you know, it's a very similar thing I did with the Mario, but that video does have over 1 million views, but that's over on Beyond the Brick, so it's not helping my channel at all. Luke says, want to see them now. Yeah, maybe I could publish some sort of, I thought last night when we did the Buzz Lightyear Lego video, I thought that maybe I would just like bring them back up so that people could watch them if they wanted to because of the particular content. But I didn't get around to it yesterday. I don't know if I will or not. I could certainly just throw up, some links because they're just unpublished. They're not, I believe, they're just unpublished. They're not private. Jeff says, unlock the Buzz videos, man. Come on. Don't want to be that guy, but I'll be that guy. Cash in on it. It's just, I don't think it's helpful. Like, I don't know how helpful it is to have. Maybe I just shouldn't worry about it. Maybe I should just turn those videos back on. The thing is, I turned them off a year ago and it hasn't seemed to make that great of a difference. So maybe I should just not worry about it. Maybe I should turn those videos back on. I should have turned them on the day that the Buzz Lightyear trailer dropped. But every time, those videos are like, I don't know, 8 years old or 7 years old now, and every time there's something new, Toy Story related coming, they just get like huge bumps in views. Okay, so here is the engine, and I'm just holding the two sides of the block together, and you can see that I'm already able to move the pistons through there. Moto says, I didn't know there was a Technic Batmobile. Yeah, there is. And I think it's pretty rad. The one thing I wish I do, if it doesn't have any suspension, I do wish it had suspension. And that is something I saw people complaining about. And I was like, I tend to be pretty like, it is what it is. But that sort of is one thing that like would have been cool. All right. Putting one end of sort of this. Is this the block or the heads? The block has the pistons in it, right? All right, we only get one of those. So the engine is sort of like half, I don't know, partway done. And I've got 34 minutes to get through the rest of this bag. I think we'll start bag 6 before the end of this first stream. Brickman Mosaics Art said, I wish I could have a Buzz Lightyear toy, not Lego. I want to have the original 1995 Toy Story Buzz Lightyear action figure. Brickman Mosaic Art, that action figure actually is fairly affordable on eBay. The last time I looked, although who knows, it could change all the time. The last time I looked, you only had to drop about 20 or 25 bucks to get one in the to get one loose. And then they were certainly, I think, under 100 for sealed. Which I know 100 is, but if you just want one, you could have a loose one for, it doesn't actually fetch all that much for loose, but like decent condition. I've been thinking about, does anybody here watch Brickitect? I've been thinking about doing an eBay video similar to what Brickitect does. And I don't want it to be exactly like what he does, so I'm trying to think about a creative way to make it a little bit different. But like, who here thinks that would be fun content for the Boone Builds channel? I think it would be so funny to just like go through eBay with some sort of goal, right? Like best something, or what he does is price points. So he did like a $5 video and a $15 video and a $20, just like a live stream, just going through eBay and talking about what he finds. And I don't want to just like totally rip off his idea. So I would like to do something slightly different. And I certainly would start that video like, got this idea from Brickitect. I think it's a great idea. Here's what I'm doing with it. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what that means, Boone. You don't know what means. Do I just need to explain that idea better? Bye, Moto. Bye. It's like you do a live stream and then you just go on eBay and look at Lego stuff within a certain set of criteria. So whether it be like a price point or like you've got some other goal, and the whole purpose of the live stream is just to like see what's there. But Abby's here. Hi, Abby. Bam Crest Hill. How do you like the build so far? I'm enjoying it so far. I'm excited to get to like seeing some more. That I talked about Technic sets. I love Technic. I have a love-hate relationship with Technic sets because I feel like I feel like they are both awesome and not awesome. It's like by the time I finish them, I'm like, yes, that was awesome. But the first few bags are always like, oh, I got to slog through this thing that's sort of exactly like every other Technic set. So that's, I don't know. I hope that doesn't cross as being too harsh, but I am enjoying it, knowing that I'm going to get to a part where it's like more fun and unique to this particular set. I'm putting the crank side of the engine on. So now we can see when I turn this, we've got fully functioning pistons. Boone, do you ever think about giving tours around your Lego room in person? Not now, like not these days. Maybe someday. Maybe someday that could be possible. You know, if things change sort of circumstantially. But I am making a big push. You see all these drawers are new back here, making a big push. And when I'm done with the organization, I am going to do a full and proper studio tour video because I've never done it. I started one last year when I was when I started working on this reorg project. Okay, so now we're covering up the pistons. That's why they made it transparent. What do they call those? Not cylinders. They made it transparent cylinders so that we can cap it, and then it gets like a flame shooting out the top of the engine of each cylinder, but you can still see the piston moving because it's a transparent cylinder. That's cool. All right. And it glows. They're like, all right, let's make it transparent so you can still see the cylinders. We can put something cool on top. I guarantee the designer was like, well, I don't guarantee, but I guarantee the designer was like, we got to put these flames on the top because that's what it looks like in the movie. But how do we put something over the top without covering up the pistons? Oh, well, what if we just make it clear piston cylinders? And then I was trying to think, I was going to call them like blast cylinders, which is sort of what they are, but nobody calls them that. And they were like, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's make them clear. And then if they're going to be clear, why don't we light it up with a light brick? They're like, boom, this is going to be so rad. Bum, bum, bum. That was a cool studio tour. Sad to see no-go sign, the no-go sign go, though. Yeah, it was just time. I had lived with that. That was one of those things when I get in the mood to start getting rid of stuff, and that's where the idea of this big giveaway I want to do came from. But when I get in the mood to start getting rid of stuff, and it generally happens around once a year, usually in the early spring or late winter, but this time it is like right now, I just flip a switch, man. And it's like, all right, I'm getting rid of everything. Nothing is sacred. I've gotten rid of so much stuff from my childhood that like I held on to for so long because I was like, it's my precious childhood. But you know, I just can't keep everything forever. And sometimes things have to go. There must be another gear in here somewhere. Yep, I missed a gear. I was about to put this on and it was going to like lock up with nothing or link up with nothing. So I was like, that can't be right. So yeah, when it came to painting over that no ghost, that was really for years. I painted that in this garage when I first started doing YouTube and I was doing weekly toy box, and I just wanted there to be some cool stuff on that wall over there. And Jeff says, oh, hey, Boone, thank Danny for making you get rid of stuff. Danny doesn't make me get rid of stuff. But I think she does, has been part of my journey in like grappling. It's been a very personal journey for me, but Danny has certainly been helpful over the years and helping me feel okay when I am grappling with like, there's not enough room for everything that I've had. Um, I have this phrase that I say that is like, I don't have to own everything, but even if I will own everything, I at least don't have to own everything at the same time. And so it's just sort of like been, and that's honestly, that's why I started YouTube, because I wanted to, find the cool things that I find and have fun with it. And then make some cool content about it, and then let the thing go, and then someone else can enjoy it. And I don't have to feel bad about the fact that it's gone, because I captured something about it in the video, and then the YouTube can exist forever as my kind of library of things that I have appreciated over time, but they don't have to keep like pressing in on me in my limited space, right? So but yeah, anytime, Jeff, no problem. If it's any consolation, I recently got rid of all my Kenner Batman stuff. You did the Kenner stuff? Yeah, I decided, so I've only, it's been a long time since I had my Kenner stuff. I had Kenner stuff a while back. I had a lot of Kenner Batmobiles. I got rid of them all. I kept the Toy Biz stuff, not because I think it's better, but because the Toy Biz Batmobile is the one that I actually played with when I was a kid. So I've decided that one is staying in my collection for now. I only really have like 2 Batmobiles left. 3. One was one I built, and then 2 that were one Kenner from '84 and Toy Biz from '89 or whatever. And anyway, those are the only ones I have left, and I have decided to keep those. But I don't know. I'm just trying to hold on more loosely to all the things, because it's fun to find them. It's fun to like discover them, but just having them sitting around, especially when like nobody is here to see them, doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me. Okay, this is really cool. Look at this. This is like, I think this is sort of like a gear shift kind of thing, but it also activates a light brick. I love this. I've never seen light bricks used in such kind of cleverly integrated ways as in this set. And of course, they do it in a very Technic way, right? So very cool. All right, I'm getting close. Jeff says, I had to make a decision. Kenner Batman or Kenner Ghostbusters? I guess I like Ghostbusters more. I still have my Superpowers Batmobile, and that's in a display case. But besides that, The Superpowers Batmobile is, without a doubt, my favorite non-Lego toy of all time. I have 2. One of them is pretty busted up. The other's in pretty decent condition. I think I had a third somewhere, and it was like in such bad condition that I just like put it in a box of stuff somewhere to like go away. Sort of like Jesse in Toy Story 2. But anyway, but it's fun, right? It's really like it's the hunt, it's the finding, it's the discovery that is like the fun thing about all this stuff to me. So even the Lego, I'm gonna start letting go of a lot of Lego, and it's cool because someone else is gonna get to build it, and I'm gonna get to build other things. And that's not to say like I'm not gonna like stop having any Lego. I just don't need it all the time. Classic Brick says, how long are you planning to stream for? I'm going to stream for about 20 more minutes. I think we'll get just into bag 2. And then I'm going to wrap up for this. So 20 more minutes here, and then I'll be back 3 hours after that for more of this building. So you're welcome to come back then and join me. Mayhem Cube Gaming MCG Plays says, I really love Batman. That's awesome. I love Batman too. Batman has always been my favorite superhero. I don't care about the people that disparage him. He will continue to be my favorite. The thing I think I like about him is that he's not super. And I do know he is super rich. And so I think a lot of people can't identify with him in that way. But I feel like my opinion of like wealth is sort of more like, what are you going to do with it? Right. And so he's like defending his city. So I think that's pretty cool. And I just think it's super cool that he is like, he's got all the gadgets and he's got the car, man. For me, it's really all about the car. I could take or leave Batman. It could have been like, I don't know, if they had made Wilford Brimley, you know, a superhero and he drove that car, I would have been all about it. Let's imagine, what would the name of that show have been? Super Wilfred. Tanjam says, what are your thoughts on the new Flash movie and a Keaton comeback? I haven't really heard much about it. I'm excited about Keaton. Is he coming back as like old Batman? I got to read up on that because I don't know anything about it. Trying to make this thing squish together. There we go. There it is. And I was supposed to build 2 of those. Raise your hand in the chat if you've ever missed the ×2 and had to go back. This one wasn't too bad. Sometimes it's like, depending on the set, sometimes it's like 15 pages, and then you get to the end and you see the ×2. Jeff says, yeah, he is Boone. I think that's great. You know, I remember in the early 90s, Keaton had done 2 Batman films, and then he sort of like was opposed to doing Batman anymore because he didn't want to be Batman. But then it's like, all right, dude, you've had some really incredible other things going on in your career. You sort of fell off the face of the planet for a while, and then you came back, and like you've done some really awesome stuff. So I don't know. I think it's about time. It's like, yeah, all right. And I just think it's cool. So I'll see it. I'll definitely see it. All right, here's bag 3, and we've got 17 minutes to dive into bag 3. Wouldn't it be funny if I like finished bag 3 in 17 minutes? Oh, and we get one of the front fender pieces in bag 3. Keaton is just amazing. Still one of my favorite Marvel villains. After the part was built, once it made me do it, and then after it was built, it said 2 times. Yeah, exactly. The cursed 2 times. Well, I've heard rumors for a long time that that Keaton was coming back as Batman. And I think we sort of thought that maybe this Pattinson flick would be the movie where we got to have it. There was also some very early on in the Pattinson conversation, there was some talk about like, maybe it was even before the Robert Pattinson announcement was made, but there had been some talk about like, could there be a Batman Beyond movie coming where we get the older Batman and then this like young person. So then there was like a hint of that. At least maybe it was my hope when they made the Pattinson announcement, and someone was like, no, Pattinson isn't young enough for that role. took me a really long time to find this axle connector right here. Too long. Jeff says a Batman Beyond movie would be very much welcomed. Yeah, I know it would. I know a lot of people would like it, especially folks. Batman Beyond was just like a little like I don't know, I probably thought I was too cool for cartoons when Batman Beyond hit. And it bummed me out that there like wasn't a good like Batmobile like toy. I was like, I just want another Batmobile for my collection. Like, why are you giving me this like space pod thing? At that time, that was my thinking at that time. All right, doing okay here. See how far we get into a bag 3. TNJ is still with us. Jeff McElwee's still with us. Classic Brick is here. Here's just a little bit of a shout out to all the folks out there who watch and don't chat. Pretty much never mention the watchers that don't chat. I just kind of only mention the chatters. So, thanks. Thanks for being here, watchers. And thanks for being here, chatters. It's always a good time. I think this is a door. I think I just built a hinged, maybe. We'll see. It always takes me a moment to adjust after I dump out a new bag, but I don't necessarily put the same types of pieces in the same places as they were in the last bag. We're getting close to noon here, folks. It's been a while since I talked about food. But right before the stream, Danny and I were talking about lunch, and we hadn't quite made a decision. We've got like one left over, but it's really not enough for 2 people. So we had a brief conversation as I was about to jet out here and get on the stream about like, should we like go out and have a business lunch today and like talk about important business things? And the key component of this part of the conversation is the lunch component and the business, of course. But she was like, I don't know. She's like, we could do both. We could do either. The kids really like to go out for dinner on Friday nights, so we're a little bit afraid that if we go out for lunch, then we're not going to want to go out for dinner, and we'll want to put that off till tomorrow. Then the kids will be disappointed when they get home from school. So I don't know, but we're mere moments away from me getting to go inside and discover what the final decision is on lunch. Because I said, all right, I'm cool with whatever. I'm going into the stream. By the time I get out of the stream, you can have a final decision about, what we're doing for lunch. Jeff says, make it a pizza night. Like we could make homemade pizza. That would, I bet, appease the children and make us feel like we're okay to go out for lunch. I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I'm going to leave that decision to Danny. Gent, is it Gent or Gent? Says, hey, Boone. Welcome back. Or is it like Gent? This is like when I first met Jeff McElwee. And I spent like 3 weeks trying to figure out how to say his name. I was saying I think I was saying McElwee. I was thinking like Elway, like John Elway. McElwee is what I was saying. I missed a whole sub-assembly, y'all. What on earth? I think I skipped a whole page. I think that's what happened. I accidentally skipped a whole page. Where are those cool parts? Oh, it's right there. It's the second part you said. Well, now I can't remember what order I said them in. Gent? Is that right? You got it right the second time. Is that right? Is it like sort of sounds like the beginning of the word gentleman? Gent? Names are important to me. I definitely want to get it right. It might take us a minute. With there is a slight delay on here. So yes, Gent. All right, awesome. Welcome, Gent. Cool name. Especially now that I know how to say it. That was much faster than McElwee. Took me a while longer. I think it was sort of stretched over a number of streams to get McElwee right. Wouldn't it be really funny if like all this time later, it's been like I think McElwee and I have been in streams, like live streams together for, I want to say like a year and a half now, or coming up on a year and a half. Wouldn't it be funny if I was still saying it wrong this whole time? What funny thing? This is Brickman, by the way. What? You have two? This is your other account? I don't get it. All right, 9 minutes, everybody. We've accomplished so much together here. Oh, a red axle doesn't go right there. Sometimes I make assumptions about like doing something twice. They're not always correct. All right, well, welcome back, Gent S, who is also Brickman Mosaics art. Something about the piece that is like a single sleeve with two axles at a 90-degree angle. Oh, I've already built it. Never mind. I already built it because I had to go back a page. So we don't need that. We don't need it. The PFP is Bricks Cascade 2020. What's the PFP? The PFP. The I don't know. PFP. I'll have to look that up. Pop equals profile picture. Oh, okay. Profile pic. Profile pic. Okay, yeah, cool. I was thrown off by the two, because profile picture is only 2 words. But I guess you don't want it to be peepee. It's better if it's PFP, I guess. Profile picture. Whoa. This is going to be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Tanjam just sounds weird, I guess. Tanjam, you sly guy. It just sounds like you're talking about something else. So PFP, I think when it first came up, I was thinking PHP, which is like a style of like web coding language, PHP. And so when I saw PFP, I was like, huh. So did you skip a step? Yeah, I did skip a step, but I came back to it. Skipped a step and I came back to it, right? Yeah. I think I'm good now. Fazoom here? Fazoom. Ooh, a Batmobile. Ooh, a Batmobile. Batmobile. Hey, Batmobile, Batmobile. Hey, Batmobile, Batmobile. Hey, Batmobile, Batmobile. That's hard. Ba-na, 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 ba-na. Hey, Batmobile, Batmobile. Hey, Batmobile. Fazoom just says space. New segment imminent. Yep. I don't know if I've ever seen this in white before. Maybe this came with that new Mindstorms 5-in-1. Maybe. Y'all, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I'm not gonna finish bag 3 in 4 minutes, but we've made a good dent on it. Oh, look, this is when I started building that sub. That's what I skipped. I didn't actually skip it. I just never put it on. Now I got to take this apart so that I've got it for something else. I'm surprised I even found those pieces. Anyway, this 3 long, it's one long pin, 2 long axle, and white seems like a pretty fresh color to me. But again, I'm not saying this is the first set it's come in. It may have come in something else. Don't count down till the end, Boone. Makes it intense. Oh, so I shouldn't say 4 minutes? When I said 4 minutes the second time, it was no longer 4 minutes remaining. Beatboxing is awesome. Nice work. Hey, thanks. Do what I can. I used to do yeah, I used to do that a lot. All right, I'm supposed to flip this over for some reason. Hey, that looks like part of a car. Look at that, everybody. I think we're gonna get to put this thing on. Maybe we've got just enough time to put it on. Let me hurry. What do I need? This plus this and this equals. I don't see it. Hold on. All right, something's wrong. There should be this. Oh boy. That's what I get. That's what I get when I'm trying to do Tanya Jam says, I'm seeing it in 5 other sets before this one in 2021. So what is that, the white thing? Oh, we're so close. Oh no, we've already hit it. We get to put it on. Then we're going to be done with this stream, and I will see you all in about 3 hours. But here's the moment. This is the moment we get to put this thing on. It goes like this. Like the ceiling can't hold us. There it is. I'm so pleased. We got the first sort of front quarter and an opening door. Great. We've got a lever that does light brick in the front. This is going to do light brick in the back, although I just messed it up a little bit. We got to wait. We got to wait until there's more there. But we also have the steering in place. And if I can get to it, we've got pistons that go back and forth. There it is, everybody. That is the end of this stream. If you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe here on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube so that you can get those notifications. Hit that bell icon so you get notified when I go live and publish in the future. I will be back in 3 hours for part 2 of this build. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Classic Bricks. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Tanjam. Thank you, Brickham's Den. Thank you, Classic Bricks. Gent S. You're all awesome. It's been great. And until later.